All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit on this early Monday morning. We've got a lot to discuss, but one thing we want to talk about is Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is systemic about what goes on the left. Now, before Trump actually won, Charles Barkley made a statement. He said anybody he seen wearing a Trump shirt, he was going to punch in the face. There was a lot of blowback, so he took kind of backtracked on that. But it's systemic of the Trump derangement syndrome you see on the left. They so mad that they lost that they talking crazy. You got a 4B movement where these women are talking about they're going to be celibate for the next 4 years. Cool. Because that means you won't need to be terminating no pregnancies. And the only person that was checking for you was other liberals. So you won't be reproducing these bad kids with no morals. But the thing about the left is you got Letitia James talking about she going to keep fighting, and all these other people talking about stances they're going to take because they're so butthurt about a Trump victory. Man, they geeking y'all up. They're not going to do nothing. Do you honestly think that those liberals are going to do anything other than talk? They tried to fearmonger you the whole time about what a Trump presidency looked like. He's going to put you in chains and all of this. So all of a sudden now, you're not scared no more. So you want to come out and you want to talk crazy and reckless. But how you going to do that when the whole campaign was based on fear of the conservatives? You're not scared no more. Now you so butthurt that you've overcame your fear and you want to talk radical. Everything that the Democrats were saying about conservatives are them. They the ones wanted to censor speech. They the ones wanted to take certain things out of the Bible. They the ones wanted to take over the gender reassignment of your children and leave the borders open. What were you actually thinking you were voting for? But you called the people that was conservatives stupid. You called them every name in the book while you wanted to vote for that far left agenda. And now you're so mad you don't want to accept the reality that you lost. You got people like Joy Reid been fear-mongering and stoking division all year. But in the face of the loss, you still mad. But the people spoke. They outvoted you. Mainstream media lost to podcasters. More people got their information from podcasts than they did from mainstream media. So podcasters actually beat mainstream news. When you drove through communities, you didn't see a lot of Trump signs. You seen a lot of Waltz and Harris signs because Kamala actually blew through $1 billion in 3 months and ended up still owing $20 million to the people that work for her. And she was supposed to balance the budget and run the country. Come on, stop it. You said that Trump had a cult. It looks like on the left, you guys had a cult. Because a lady who went through $1 billion in 3 months and still ended up owing $20 million to the people that work for her, that's who you want to pick to run the country. A cause-playing chameleon. It's sad because that shows you how many delusional people are in this country, that they were actually willing to vote for identity politics. But now, a lot of them is jumping ship, like Charles Barkley and Stephen A. Smith. We're going to get into this clip by the Black Conservative Perspective, and I want you to check out this clip and see how he's changing his tunes and telling the Democrats that they stupid. Wow, Charles. I thought the conservatives were stupid. Check out this clip. It's for fair use in the 1976 Copyright Act for commentary and educational purposes and the First Amendment. Check this out.
It's everybody. I don't care if, man, you're independent. And I don't have anything against Republicans. I don't have anything against Democrats.
His supporters would object to you calling them nutty people, though.
Well, I only call them that because they are. They're crazy. They're like your drunk friend.
He got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think? Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles.
I don't, Gail.
You really can't say that because, A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Charles Barkley. And if you can remember correctly about Charles Barkley, he's extremely Trump deranged. Like last year, he came out heavily against Trump supporters, people who support Trump, including black people who support Trump, right? He said that if he sees a black person wear Trump's mugshot, that he's going to commit violence against a black person who decides to support Trump, right? That is how Trump deranged he is. However, he's singing a much different tune following Kamala Harris losing in a landslide to Trump, including in the popular vote, okay? He sounds a whole lot different as he is torching Democrats for rolling out celebrities and just being an epic disaster when it comes to actually solving the issues that people care about. Take a listen.
Okay. I want to congratulate President-elect Trump.
Yeah, see, now he's changed his total tune. Even with the bright red shirt on, Charles Barkley done went red. But at first, he wanted to punch people, and people were nutty and drunk cousins and stupid. But at the end, these celebrities already knew they were doing nothing but being paid to sway the vote and manipulate people who worship celebrities. They knew that the candidate on the left was unfit to run this country. But Hollywood is connected to the Democratic Party. These stars knew that they were leading people who followed them off a cliff. So look how he's talking now.
Y'all won fair and square. I want to congratulate you. I want you to do the best for the American people, because I got some numbers here. 75 million people voted for President-elect Trump. 71 million people voted for Kamala Harris. So it's not a contest in my eyes where I want all 75 and 71 million to be successful. They're all Americans. He's the president of the United States, and I wish him nothing but the best. But we lost. And I just want to say this to the Democrats, which I'm an independent who voted Democratic. Do me this favor. Shut the up. When you win, you get to say what you want to. When you lose, you need to shut the hell up. Oh, President Biden they didn't get him out the race soon enough. Kamala didn't do this.
I agree with him that all those people on the left that's talking crazy and trying to Monday morning quarterback, go away. The Democratic Party is finished. It's finished. You try to appeal to black people through celebrities. You tried to manipulate our minds. You actually tried to cast a spell over our communities. Yeah, to me, you were trying to use witchcraft and brainwashing And a lot of people that supported Kamala Harris, they have Stockholm syndrome. Really, you got Stockholm syndrome because you're still coming out talking crazy. You know what I mean? You're still talking as if you can win against Trump supporters, against conservatives, against MAGA. You're too weak, you're too immoral to stand up to people who have conviction. And I think that people on the right, they should start talking like how you talk. Because the more they try to play nice with you, the more they embolden the left. The more braver you guys get, the more crazy you talk. Think about this guy. He said if he seen somebody with a Trump shirt, he was going to punch him in the face. But now he's back walking on that. But look how he's talking to you guys now.
We lost because we had no game plan. We still haven't solved the immigration problem, have no viable answers, never addressed inflation, bringing all these stupid stars out to rally the vote. What was that?
You got to remember, he was one of the stupid stars. He was one of the stupid stars. He's talking about his own. You see how the Democrat, they just be imploding. They turn on each other quick. You know what I mean? You know Joe Biden probably voted for Trump because he hates Kamala. You know what I mean? So that party over there, as treacherous as they are, they still are manipulating the masses. You got Roland Martin over there acting as if they can rebuild the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is finished. It's finished. They ran on a policy of gender reassignment for children, open borders, late-term termination of pregnancy, and wars and tampons in the boys' bathroom. What were you guys actually voting for? Because it seemed like to me you were voting against God and country. And look how your people are turning on each other.
Hey, I love Beyonce. What's bringing her out? That ain't gonna make me vote a certain way. Cardi B. I like Cardi B. That ain't gonna make me vote a certain type of way. You guys lost because y'all stupid. Come up with solutions. I don't think everybody voted for Trump is racist or whatever. I'm not a fan of the guy, but he's the president. I'm going to respect the office.
Yeah, see, now you heard that. Ain't it funny how that works? Ain't it hilarious how somebody like Charles Barkley, who sometimes can say things that are grounded in common sense, and Charles has way too much common sense to be a Democrat voter, right? Because he claims he's independent, right? But yet, clearly he's on Team Democrat, okay? I don't think he's ever voted Republican. In fact, I think he admitted that he's only voted Democrat, right? That's a majority of these people that claim to be independent, right? A lot of them are just progressives, right? They're leftists, they're Democrats. They just don't like to say they're Democrats because nowadays it's embarrassing to be a Democrat, right? It really is, okay? And Charles Barkley here was one of these individuals that was extremely Trump deranged. He was talking all types of smack about Trump supporters, and then he realized, wait, hold on. Trump supporters are the majority in the country, right? Like, Trump supporters are the majority, okay? We won the popular vote. We won the popular vote. So we are the majority. And now all of a sudden, he flips the script. He's put some respect on President Trump's name. And he's also saying that, well, I don't believe that all Trump supporters are racist and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, okay, well, why are you saying this now? What changed, Chuck? What changed? Oh, wait, yeah. Chuck realized that we are the majority, that people like him are in the minority when it comes to their opinion. So now, again, you got to be careful how you doing all that smack talking about Trump supporters because, again, there are a lot more Trump supporters than you think out here, okay? Again, it's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. To see the 180.
I'm just saying, ESPN Bet has seen Green, Steven's A-list. Why can't I have a cool sounding featured bet?
Furthermore, on top of that, what I find to be fascinating about what Charles Barkley is saying here is that he is right about the Democrats and the fact that they decided to roll out celebrities as if celebrities were going to influence anybody's vote. And that's the thing that I love the most about this election is that it proved that celebrity endorsements don't matter, right? The Cardi B's of the world don't matter. The Taylor Swifts of the world don't matter. The Beyoncés of the world don't matter, right? All the Holly weird widows and their endorsements that Kamala Harris bought, by the way, let's be real. She bought those endorsements, okay? Those endorsements were bought and paid for. They don't matter, right? They do not matter for the reasons that Charles Barkley outlined, which is that the Democrats don't have a solution when it comes to the border. They didn't have a solution when it comes to inflation. They didn't have a solution when it comes to any of the key issues that the American people actually care about. And if you know that, Chuck, if you know that, then why in the hell did you vote for Democrats? That's what frustrates me about people like Charles Barkley. You know, you just went through all the reasons why Democrats lost, but you still voted for it. You still voted for a party that you knew had no solutions for the border, that you knew had no solutions for the economy, for inflation. Why did you vote for it, Charles? Why did you vote for it? That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get about these people. That's why these people make me sick. The people like Stephen A. Smith, they come out here and they want to sit on their high horse and say, see, Democrats, this is why you lost.
Think about what they're saying about Kamala Harris to this very day, at this particular moment in time. They're saying there was a lot of questions that she wasn't answering. That her answers weren't in depth enough about the economy. No responsibility embraced because of what happened at the borders with immigration. A flip-flopping position on the issue of fracking. You know, they kept playing her commercial when she said weeks ago, capitulating to the extreme left, that she would be for transgenders getting sex change operations even if they were in prison. And I sincerely doubt she meant that, but it didn't matter. In the end, here's the bottom line, what I've learned just by listening to everybody over the last few days. Yes, they're going to talk about the economy. It's the economy, stupid. It's the economy, stupid. It's the economy, stupid. Sure, they're going to talk about our borders. Over 11.6 million people crossing the border illegally. Sure, they're going to question all of those things, crimes in the streets and stuff like that. All of a sudden, we see New York Mayor Eric Adams talking about they're going to do away, rather, with those prepaid credit cards they were willing to give to folks who cross the border. We're hearing all of this right now. This is what my opinion is. Don't tell me that the extreme left, with the cancer culture, with people getting in trouble for saying the wrong pronoun, with men transitioning to women, playing in women's sports, had nothing to do with it. In the end, you had tens of millions of Americans saying enough of this shit. Donald Trump might be crazy in their eyes, but at least his crazy returns us to a level of normalcy we're accustomed to, rather than the stuff we're dealing with right now. That's what some of them are saying. That's what a lot of them are saying.
Yeah, so my question is, why are you not saying that, Stephen A? Because you knew that the Democrats were doing a terrible job at the border. You were one of these individuals that was out here talking about how Trump could possibly win and that Democrats couldn't beat Trump. This is why they were focusing on lawfare instead of actually trying to beat Trump at the ballot box. So you personally know how bad Democrats are, how bad the consequences are of their policies, but yet you voted for Kamala Harris. Same thing with Charles Barkley. If you can acknowledge all of this, if you can acknowledge that a lot of voters in this country believe the things that you just said about why is it the Democrats are way too far left, what you're telling me is that you agree with Kamala Harris and her far left agenda. That you agree with open borders. That you...
Now I'm going to add on to this what he's saying. I had friends of mine that's in my age group, and they were telling me, Dre, we surprised that you would vote conservative. Why? And I said, why would I vote for the government to be able to reassign the gender of my grandchildren? Why would I vote for late-term termination of pregnancies? When I look at my granddaughters, and I got 5, the last thing in my mind I think about is them terminating a pregnancy. Why would I vote for cheap labor to come into Detroit to compete with Detroiters? Why would I vote for tampons in a boy's bathroom? Why would I vote for a Hindu Indian lady cosplaying as a black woman and pandering to get our vote? Why would I vote for a campaign that was based on Meg Thee Stallion twerking and Glorilla and Lil Jon and all these celebrities? Why would I vote for that? On the left, what were you guys voting for? Ask yourself that based on the policies that you see. What were you voting for? And why are you so mad you didn't get it?
Agree with a bad economy. That you agree with all of the excesses of the left because that's what you voted for. So again, it frustrates me when these people come out here and they want to lecture Democrats about why they lost, but yet these are the same people that turn around and voted for the Democrats. Why'd you vote for them? If you knew that they were bad, if you knew that Kamala Harris wasn't answering the questions on the economy, that she didn't have a real plan for the border, that she wasn't sincere, why did you vote for her? Are you that Trump deranged? Are you that Trump deranged that you would rather go with somebody that you knew wasn't cut out for the job, that you knew wasn't a good candidate, that you knew her policies were ruining the country? You'd rather go with that than to go with Trump. Unless you secretly voted for Trump, right? Which, I mean, could be a possibility. Because we know with these individuals, if Charles Barkley or Stephen A., if they come out here and they say they voted for Trump, their career's over, right? They lose their platform, right? So again, that could be a part of it as well, too. But I would rather just you stay neutral, right? I'd rather for you to not vote at all or to say you didn't vote at all rather than coming out here and saying that you voted for Kamala Harris. And then turn around and try to lecture the world on, oh, how bad the Democrats are. It's like, well, you voted for that. Why did you vote for it if you know how bad they are? It doesn't make sense. People like this are a part of the reason why this country has to deal with Democrat governance in the first place. Because people will be fully aware of how bad the Democrats are, how bad their policies are, and they'll still turn around and vote for it anyways. Just because, right? Just because. And then they'll turn around and claim, well, I'm independent, right? I think Stephen A. claims that too. I'm independent. I'm in the middle. But you've been voting Democrat all your life. Same thing with Charles Barkley. There's nothing independent about you. You can't be independent, right? Because if you were actually truly independent, you would have voted for Trump. But, you can't come out and say you voted for Trump because, again, you would lose your job, which means that you're not independent, right? So, again, they're right about what they're saying. I just find it frustrated that they come out here and said that they voted for Kamala Harris and Democrats. I just don't get that. I just don't understand that. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.
Shout out to Greg from Black Conservative Perspective. Now, I agree with him. Why were you guys so adamant about voting for these people when you really knew that the policies and the things they were running on were anti-God and anti-country? And then why are you so mad now that you lost? Are you really that evil and wicked? Because people really have to look at you sideways because you wanted that bad. You really wanted it bad. to the point to where you still coming out mad, but the very people who were pundits for the left have changed their tune because they lost. You got people out here even talking about Joe Biden should step aside now and let Kamala be president for 2 months so you can have some symbolism. You want symbolism so bad that you will risk the future of your children and the future of the country just for a tokenism? Really? Y'all need to get your mind right. We're going to call this Monday, Get Your Mind Right. Because play back the whole campaign season and think about what the Democrats was running on. Think about how vile they were talking. And think about how they still talking reckless. They talking reckless now because that's clickbait for you. And they still got to get likes and views from the dissatisfied. But they setting you up. Because conservatives won the House, the Senate, the presidency. You really think that talking crazy and acting crazy is going to get you what you want? F around and find out. F around and find out. This is Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Support the nonprofit, Detroit's Black Thought and Act Collective. The Cash App is in the description. Like, share, and subscribe. And again, F around and find out. Because they've been playing you all along. Salute to all patriots as usual. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.